Hey y'all, Michelle Raza here with Finding Yourself SATX Life Coaching, helping you find your best self since 2017. Today we're going to dive in proper into Dr. Gibson's Self-Care for Adult Children of Emotionally Immature Parents, covering Chapter 1, Build a Better Relationship with Yourself. Before we get started, this week's raffle will be to the first 5 people who contact me with all 3 of Dr. Gibson's works. Send me that email and I'll go ahead and give you the discount code so you can get a free digital coaching package from our site, www.findingyourselfsatx.com. Thanks, y'all. So without further ado, Chapter 1 of Dr. Gibson's Self-Care for Adult Children of Emotionally Immature Parents. Build a better relationship with yourself. Be as available to yourself as you would be with someone you love. Your relationship with yourself is the most vital relationship you have, essential for real connection with other people. Knowing yourself and appreciating what you find there make you become a fuller human being, capable of understanding and loving others. Unfortunately, you may neglect this inner relationship if you grew up in a family that discounted your inner world. In your childhood, when people invalidate or dismiss your inner experiences, your inner world seems unworthy of being taken seriously. If others won't listen to your deepest feelings, you start tuning out what goes on inside of you. You learn to turn away from the rich inner world that could sustain you, regardless of outer circumstances. People who have disconnected from themselves discount their feelings by saying things like, I know this is stupid, or this is such a small thing, I'm embarrassed to admit it. Their attitude toward their inner experience is full of shame. Not trusting their inner guidance, they are sheepish about their real feelings. But your inner experience is who you are. It's your job to notice and understand what goes on inside you. To be emotionally healthy, you need to be as available to yourself as you would be with someone you love. When you disregard your own feelings and thoughts, your inner world feels empty and you start obsessing over other people and external circumstances. You then try to get other people to fill the vacuum left behind by your own emotional self-neglect. This further disconnects you from your inner world, reinforcing the false belief that security and stimulation can only come from outside yourself. Relationships become frustrating under these conditions because you're looking to other people for a validation that is already yours. No amount of social activity will fill the emptiness where there should be a robust relationship with yourself. When you judgmentally reject your true thoughts and feelings, you create a life of anxious dependency in which no power is greater than someone's opinion of you. Take your inner experiences seriously. Process them fully. Give yourself adequate contemplative time. Put your thoughts down in a daily journal. Write down your dreams. Learn to become familiar with your inner world through meditation. By so doing, you show dedication to yourself as worthy of being listened to and honored. It's the only way to build a strong inner self of your own. Watch and you will see how your inner world uses inspiration and intuition to nudge you toward happiness and well-being. Only by making a conscious, deliberate decision to honor your inner counsel can you get centered and self-directing. Once you start attending to your inner feedback, you know how things are really affecting you. Your authentic self will always let you know when you have gotten too far away from who you really are. Start paying attention and listening to this inner guidance. It tracks your inner state, updating you through your emotions, energy levels, and unexpected thoughts. It constantly monitors whether you are happy or not. It shows what's best for you by raising or lowering your energy as you consider choices. As your thoughts and plans line up more with the needs of your true self, you will feel light, energized, and uplifted. When your interest surges and you feel focused and intent, you are probably onto something that is right for you. Start paying attention and listening to this inner guidance. Conversely, if your energy sinks as you consider something, it's probably a poor match. A significant energy drop means there's little about the situation that feeds the real you. It would seem almost unnecessary to mention this, but it's astounding how often we feel our energy drop and yet proceed anyway, because we tell ourselves it's the right thing to do. As most of us know, this usually turns out badly in the long run. You have the ability to flourish and nurture yourself as a human being. You can't be good to others if you don't value yourself first. If you feel guilty and put yourself last, you may secretly expect others to take care of you because you aren't doing it for yourself. But don't give in to the pernicious idea that others should be more attentive to your needs than you are. If you need more proof about the value of a good relationship with yourself, think about all the accomplished people who got that way by paying a deep attention to their inner world. We grant that right to famous actors, Nobel scientists, great musicians, and world-renowned artists. Nobody ever questions if such people should be paying so much attention to their thoughts and inspirations, or if it's okay for them to safeguard their time and energy from other people's demands. We should do no less for ourselves. All right, so that was chapter 1. I read it in its entirety. Depending on the length of the other chapters, I'll either summarize or also read them. I think it's really important here. So typically the internalizer in Gibson's language, and please do check out our other playlists if you haven't yet looked at them. The internalizer is the one that is so focused on pushing down their own needs and desires, being there for other people. So the world is somewhat divided into internalizers and externalizers. And then I guess there's healthy people, right, who don't need any of this stuff. But the internalizers are you and me, the ones watching this content, interested in introspection, interested in getting better. Whereas the externalizers are the people who act out, who are emotionally immature, who often have substance abuse issues. So if we link Gibson's works to Melody Beattie's works on codependency, the internalizer becomes the codependent, whereas the externalizer often becomes the dependent. Not necessarily, but often. And so Melody breaks out the world into dependence and codependence, right? And so depending on what frame you're using or lens you're using to view the world, that's how you'll describe it. So in this particular chapter, Gibson is talking about being a little bit more selfish, right? We don't need to tell a selfish person to be more selfish. They already are. And you can feel in your heart of hearts that they're not there for you, right? If they're too selfish. So this is written to an internalizer who maybe isn't taking care of themselves very well at all. And so you focusing more on yourself, on your own needs, being there for yourself, being your best friend, being available to yourself, it's important. And most importantly, there's a balance, right? She talks about famous actors, Nobel laureates, all these things. Your goal, I hope, is that you want to be a decent human being. And so Dr. Gibson is not advocating that you stop being there for the people that you love, but say yes when you really mean to say yes, and say no when you need to say no. You don't need to be there all the time for everyone at the expense of your own self. Make sure that you, just as you would for a little kid in your life, right? You want them to get enough sleep, to grow, to be healthy. So are you getting enough sleep? You know, we need somewhere between 6 and 9 hours, depending on how you're built. Do you know what that number is for you? Have you tried it? One recommended thing is to just time it out, right? Hopefully you can be kind of alert and awake before your alarm goes off. So just keep giving yourself 15 extra minutes until you get to that magical time for you where you can time out enough sleep and you wake up feeling refreshed. And when your alarm goes off, you're ready to get up and conquer the day. Something as little as that, right? do we even focus on that for ourselves? Most adults that I know, they don't sleep enough or prioritize their sleep. 9 times out of 10, you're so bogged down from the workday, from the pressures of being a spouse, your responsibilities. Maybe you're in the sandwich generation, your parents, your children, um, that the only time you can really take for yourself are those night hours when the day is done, and then you're sacrificing your sleep. So you're always sacrificing something. No matter what you choose to do with your day, you're sacrificing something else. And so that's why it's so important to take those life balance questionnaires, look at your life, look at whether it's balanced or imbalanced, take into account your goals. For some of us who are very ambitious, you have these career goals and you've been working towards them basically since kindergarten. And at the end of the day, when you take a stock of your life, take a look at your life, you realize that you're really off balance. Maybe you're not exercising enough or sleeping enough, or maybe you've forgotten about your family because you've been reaching for the stars in your career. Or vice versa. Maybe you're so busy being there for everyone in your life that you're not able to accomplish those goals and dreams that maybe you wrote down when you were in middle school. What did you want to be when the world was your oyster and there was nothing holding you back? And are you working towards that? So thanks for being here with me today. Next time we will start covering number 2. You have the right to be here. So again, if you're watching this, most likely you're an internalizer. That's okay. And so Dr. Gibson's going to push you to care about yourself more and be a little bit more selfish. Whereas if you're the externalizer who kind of forgets everybody else, then the opposite guidance is what you need. And you need to learn how to focus more on others around you and how to be fair to others around you. But we will focus on the internalizers in our lives in this video series. I hope you're doing well. Again, the raffle this week, the first 5 people to contact me with all 3 of Dr. Gibson's works get the code for a free digital coaching package. Sorry, I can't talk today. Free digital coaching package. It's at www.findingyourselfsatx.com. Go to contact us, and from there you can get my contact information. All right, take care, y'all. Have a beautiful day, and we'll talk in a couple weeks. Bye-bye.